Welcome back to more Soul Reaver, and you should know where we are by now. I bet Raziel has nightmares about this place. That's assuming he slept at all. Jump and glide. Yeah, I'm gonna cut me having issues with the water in this area. You've seen enough of me swimming in this game. We don't need to do that anymore. And thankfully we are coming to our last real body of water. I say real body of water when it's actually pretty small, but it's still deep enough to annoy me. Because this camera is bullshit. Although I will admit the water looks really cool. Both on top of the water and even underneath the water. For a PS1 era game, it looks really cool. Anyways, onwards and upwards. Fuck you. I ain't got time to play with you. Actually, you know what? If you want to be persistent, burn! I picked up that power after recording the last video, which I said I would. And we seem to be in some random area where it's snowing. It's Christmas! Okay, somebody out there, please. I'm going to need a picture of Vampire Santa. I need it! And it cannot be Kain, because if it was Kain, Kain would be like that killer Santa from Futurama. So we can't be having that. And this is one of 3 remaining warp gates we need to unlock. This one is a very useful one, as is the next one. The last one is really only useful if you get frustrated with the final boss and want to retry it later. But we will get there next video. And as you can see, burning these guys and not taking their souls, they stay under a lot longer. Eventually they will go away and respawn, but they're gone for now, which serves my purposes just fine because I'm not coming back here. That's a lie. We will be back here one more time. And apparently those little glyphs refill your magic. I'm guessing they don't fully recharge it, since I got that one there. Anyways, I wonder what's in here.
This city once teemed with the life of my kind. Could it be that other clans had suffered the same fate as mine? In his madness, could Kain spare none of his brood?
It was not Kain, but Dumah's own arrogance that brought the downfall of his clan. These are human weapons, Raziel. Believing themselves invincible, Dumah and his offspring failed to see an attack coming from the least likely assailants. Complacent in their arrogance, they were taken by surprise, allowing the human vampire hunters to decimate their ranks with little resistance. The few that escaped have been reduced to scavengers.
Well, that's interesting because we will see several in this area, and they are not fun to deal with. It is interesting there, the Elder God has been trying to get Raziel to go after Kain this entire time. Not exactly a hard challenge considering Raziel is pissed at Kain, and rightfully so. So I don't know why he tells the truth there. You would think he would lie and say, yeah, it's all Kain's fault. But he doesn't do that. Just an odd bit of behavior by the Elder God. Or Mr. Squiddy, as I like to call him. So this area is irritating because, again, you have to shoot a block through a fence. And I can't see this at all. I had to kind of guess, and then when I was editing the video, crank up the volume on the video to hear when it actually moved. And you want to make sure you get this in place before you go through here, otherwise you're going to have an annoying backtrack. Actually, I guess you could just come back out and re-enter the physical realm. What am I talking about? It's still annoying though. And you don't want to deal with something else that's annoying if you don't have to. There are plenty of things about this game that are already annoying, so don't bring these moments on yourself. Which I can promise you I've done plenty of times in this game. Look, I have a lot to blame this game for, a lot of things that I think were poorly designed, but I will still acknowledge when something is my fault. This will be a very important block, which you only need to use once. However, if you fuck up in some of the things we're about to do, you will need that. I had to retread this area a few times. So something occurred to me. This is my first ever solo Legacy of Kain Let's Play. I did all of the games on my original channel, but every one of those series, at some point, I had co-hosts. Now, obviously, I re-uploaded Blood Omen. Oh, looks like we got some kind of a pool. And that happens to me a lot this playthrough. I just walk off of ledges. I know, my fault. Oh, look. Raziel's trying out for a new career. This career being a plumber. And like any good plumber, he shows his butt crack. Oh yeah. Gotta love that hot, naked Raziel action. Hey, I'm just wondering, can this get my channel banned? Because, well, if you've seen some of the videos that got my channel banned, then you know. And if you haven't, well, you can check out my Rumble channel. We're moving on. Yeah, I wanted to save video time, so all of these block puzzles are sped up. I think you should be able to still follow what I'm doing. And these I actually don't mind, because in this case, we're trying to build a ladder. And in order to build a ladder, first we have to build a bridge to get these blocks across. So this is an actual functional block puzzle. I actually don't mind block puzzles where they're actually functional, where you're actually building a path to get somewhere. Oh, and that's something you can do. I didn't realize that until I started recording this video. Yeah, telekinesis. It can help speed this along a little bit. It's the block puzzles where you have to match up pictures that I think are bullshit and make no sense. That might could work for something like Tomb Raider, where they go with this sort of Indiana Jones vibe with boobs, where you're trying to uncover mysteries, so you end up with puzzles like that. But most games it doesn't work. Just think about Zephon's area, for example. I think Raziel got things wrong. I don't think Zephon was cowering. Zephon just couldn't use those vents to get around, so he was stuck up there because he couldn't get down. That's my guess. I don't want to call him a fat ass, so I'll just call him a Nosgothian-sized vampire. And you know whoever created those puzzles probably died, because what were they thinking? So this is one of the more interesting block puzzles, because you have two sides and you have to get a couple of blocks from one side to the other. But at least we're not matching pictures or having to get specific symbols in specific areas. Actually, Melchiah probably would be irritated too with the ones in his area. That's the thing with puzzles in games. I like them to make sense while you're doing them. And I don't say that just to rip on this game, because I'm a big fan of the old Resident Evil games and Silent Hill, and a lot of those puzzles don't make sense why you would be doing them either. So now that that's put together, we have a ladder. There we go. And we're moving on. But yeah, so I did Blood Omen and then I just reposted that. And whenever we get to Blood Omen 2, I'll repost that. But all the Legacy of Kain games I've Let's Played in the past, many of those old ones aren't showing up on this channel, as probably evidenced by me re-recording this. I've done with people. Kind of weird, kind of sad. But what are you going to do? Damn it, Razzie, just. Actually, this isn't the right one anyways. Huh. Fire. That's interesting. I wonder what we could do with that. This music I find interesting. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's interesting. Every time with these. Okay, so there's gas. I got an idea. And there's a vampire here thinking, oh, I'm a badass. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. And then this happens. And I love how you can hear that vampire get killed. I'm sure his last thoughts are, oh God, it burns. They made that look like a bigger fire and like that might fuck with Raziel. So there's a path opened up down below as well. We don't need to go there. Go this way. So that's interesting. We found something that can make an explosion. Note to self, if we come across an unkillable vampire that's trying to kill us, maybe we bring it here. But come on, I find that hard to believe that would happen. And don't try to progress without doing this block puzzle. Again, we have to build a ladder, but this one's a lot more simple. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I would love to have had friends on this LP, but once we get to Soul Reaver, Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance, story-wise, these games are a bit more involved. As you can tell through this Let's Play, I tend to talk about the story a lot, and if somebody doesn't know the story, then it really doesn't serve any kind of purpose having them on. I mean, some games like Resident Evil, it doesn't really matter. You can have anybody on and they can kind of understand, oh, zombies or parasite infected people, whatever. I actually like that lighting effect on that building. I don't know why, it just looks kind of cool. Here's a jumping puzzle that's really annoying. Really just one jump, which took me a few tries. Fortunately, I have not had trouble finding things to talk about for this Let's Play. So that makes me happy. So you can see we can't get there any other way, so go Spectral. It's a shame because Soul Reaver 2 barely makes use of this mechanic. They use it a lot in this game. I think they could have used it a little more, but they might have been limited. But they hardly do it in Soul Reaver 2. And I'm just trying desperately not to fall. So that first jump, when we entered the Spectral Realm, that was the hardest jump for me. This was the second hardest bit here because I can't see where the hell I'm supposed to climb up. I just accidentally end up here at some point. Right here. And I have to stop and look around and figure out, wait, did I make it? Oh, I did. Cool. So please don't fall. I'm amazed I also looked at my original Let's Play of this game. And based on some of the things I was saying in that Let's Play and some of my gameplay, I think I was actually better at this game back then, which is interesting. Right, so we're almost done with this one. Not a terrible jumping puzzle, just that one jump is kind of annoying. But overall, not bad. We are about to get a pretty cool one. Yeah, I think you can just walk off the edge there. I wasn't sure, and I had to repeat several of those areas because of missing jumps. And the worst part about that is figuring out how to get out of where you get stuck in. So try not to get stuck and try not to mess up jumps. Best advice I can give you. Because I like to state the obvious. On a positive note, I made a tutorial video for the boss of this area, and so far it's got quite a few views. I just hope YouTube doesn't kill it. And I hope it leads to channel growth. Makes me wish I could make more gaming tutorial videos. And here's some more fun with the Fire Reaver. Just because I can. But yeah, unfortunately, the only friend I have who's really into the Legacy of Kain series, I don't want to say he doesn't know much about it, because he does, but he's never played quite a few of these games, so I don't know how much he would have to say about them. He's played Blood Omen 2 and Defiance, and if you know anything about Blood Omen 2, most of it is its own standalone thing, until you get to the end. But we'll get there. Plus, it is kind of nice doing solo commentary again. I have not done a solo video in a while prior to this Let's Play. This is the really cool one. It's nothing difficult, it's nothing extravagant, just a lot of shifting. I feel like this is something along the lines of what this game was originally supposed to be. And it does make me wonder what else they could have done with this mechanic. So here I was trying to figure out, there's a fence in front of Raziel. We just need to jump over that. And we're good. And I am so glad I did not mess that up. Because while I do like that jumping puzzle, I did not want to repeat it. Now, how much strength does it take to do that? Because Raziel has not given off any impressions that he's that strong to be able to do that. There have been plenty of things that he has not been able to move, that if he can do that, you would think he'd be able to move.
My brother, Dumah, a powerful warrior in life. He would have burned with shame to have me find him here like a stuck pig.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, except we're going to go into the spectral realm for an extra scene.
Come to save my soul, prodigal brother.
Not to save it, but to take it. Your only salvation is release.
And then you do not want to mess with him in the spectral realm. Those are the most dangerous bosses, the ones that can enter the spectral realm. Right, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and do this properly. Pull these out, and then chuck them away. And this scene completely contradicts that spectral realm scene. I'm pretty sure that scene's not canon. But it's interesting that they added that.
Unbound at last. I thank you, brother.
Your thanks are premature, Dumah. I have not forgotten whose hands bore me into the abyss.
The centuries in limbo have honed my strength. Not even Kain is my equal.
Even the strongest vampire is vulnerable.
We shall test your thesis, Raziel.
My bloodthirst has been superseded by an even darker hunger. I will consume your soul before this day is done.
You are persistent, Raziel.
Man, vampires are lucky. Only a vampire could spend centuries in a coma and get more buff. Right, so this guy is really quick. He has a soul drain ability, which we've seen. He's got an earthquake ability, and he's got a constrict ability. Two of the three would be useful. Although we have our own soul suck ability. Guess which ability we're gonna get? And as fast as he is, one, he gets stuck on walls, and two, you can lose him very easily, as I pointed out in my tutorial video, so you got to keep him close. In some ways, I don't mind that if you lose him, he goes back to his chamber, because I could see where there were probably problems with the game if they didn't do that. I could see where he might get stuck somewhere. Raziel, move. And then whenever he does that earthquake thing, jump away as quickly as you can. If you're having trouble navigating this area, in my tutorial video, I ran through here without him chasing, just so you could see what it looks like. Jump away from him, not towards him, Raziel. Come on now. Oh look, we're being chased by an unkillable vampire. Who could have seen this coming? You know what that means, right? We saw something that might be of use here. So we are leading him towards that furnace. And I almost do this taking no damage. It's not till we get into the furnace where I actually take damage. And again, he moves really quickly, so I was surprised when I got up here and boom, there he is. Out of the way, you dick! You ruined my no damage run! How dare you! Alright, so we've done this before. We know what to do. There's his soul sucking ability. I'm trying to figure out where he is, and then I see he's over there, and I'm like, oh crap, okay. Back off. Back off. Get over there, and now let's go for it.
Consuming Dumah's soul empowers you to wind a constricting band of spectral energy around your enemies. This energy manifests itself in both the spectral and material realms, and in the physical world, it can be employed to manipulate otherwise immovable objects.
Awesome. So now you'll get to see that in use. We're going to use that a lot in the last video. And I'm just jumping to various points to get the remaining health upgrades. I'm not going to show any other extras I pick up, but I do want to show all the health upgrades. We only need 3 more pieces. Screw you. So why is it vampires in this series always hang out near the only thing that can kill them? We see it a lot in this game and Blood Omen 2, and then we see it a little bit in Defiance. I don't think we actually get vampires in Soul Reaver 2, which is weird. Then again, there's a lot about Soul Reaver 2 that's weird.
In the furthermost canyon of Nosgoth's frozen wastes, the hushed silences embrace an ancient enigma. In the bowels of this labyrinth, your master awaits.
Thank you, Elder God. He's such a nice guy. So back in Raziel's territory, we have one of these things. if you spin around that and then activate this, you can get the health upgrade piece. Do it again and you can get a magic meter increase. I'm cutting showing all of that because I'm trying to save myself time. And here's the last one. And I did want to show a little bit of this just to show some fun with the Fire Reaver, because it's awesome. Ah, screw you. Burn. Ain't nobody likes you. And Raziel's had his plumbing tutorial, so it's time to go to work. He's got a different plumbing problem to deal with. Can he do it? Ah, looks like he can. That would be funny if Raziel's story, this epic saga, ended with him being a plumber. He realized his true calling. He realized that having a trade makes more money, and just rolled with it. There are 2 of these blocks in here. One just gives you a magic refill, which is useful. So you might want to pick that up. I'm not going to mess with it on camera, but it's something you might take a look at. Don't go too fast because there's another one of these assholes. But we're going to make him burn. Awesome. And that's it. That is the final health piece. So we have max health, which we will need for the final boss. It'll make it a little less irritating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time with the finale of Soul Reaver.